ladies and gentlemen, Danny Kaye.
You're sitting alone in your room. Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book, and the broom. Time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, old chum. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine, come hear the band. Come blow the horn, start celebrating. Right this way, your table's waiting. No use for many, some profit it do to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, oh chum. Come to the cabaret.
Television City in Hollywood, it's the Danny Kaye Show. With guest star George Burns. Harvey Korman and Joyce Van Patten. With special guest star Mireille Mathieu. With Paul Weston and his orchestra. Now it's time for another visit with our shy friend from the Bronx, Jerome.
Okay, kids. Thanks for the vote of confidence, kids. Now, listen, kids, in just a few minutes, the stage of the Marshallou Park Community Center Theater is going to be graced by a former member of this very group who's gone on and done big things in show business, Mr. George Burns. That fabulous? Listen, kids, as you know, Mr. Burns has kindly consented to give us some pointers, in our coming musical review. Now, remember, his time is precious, so let's not ask him a lot of pointless, amateur questions, right? Oh, yes, Sandra?
Well, yeah, I would like to ask Mr.
Yes, Mr. Burns?
I think it's a pointless question.
What's the question? What's the question, Sandra?
Should I do it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I would like to ask Mr. It's pointless. It's pointless.
I'll decide if it's pointless, Sandra.
He'll decide. I would like to ask Mr. Burns if he ever met Cary Grant.
That's a pointless question.
Oh, I'm sorry that
No, it's not. Hey. I happen to know Cary Grant very well.
Oh, do you really?
I do. I must tell you this.
What?
A beautiful young girl on Hollywood Boulevard mistook me for Cary Grant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she stopped and then she looked at me and she hollered, "Cary Grant," and threw her arms around me and she hugged me and she squeezed me and she kept kissing me.
What did you do?
I kept saying, "Judy, Judy, Judy, Judy." Then she put on her glasses and she looked at me and she says, "You're not Cary Grant, you're General Grant." So I saluted and left.
Sir, hey, let's bring him right up here, Mr. Burns, please, sir. Sir, on behalf of the Mosholu Park community players, I, Arnold Trapton, the director, would like to welcome you.
Well, go right ahead.
Welcome.
That's it? Glad you didn't hurt yourself. So you're gonna do a comedy vaudeville review?
That's right, Mr. Burns.
Well, I've done a lot of them in my time. I remember one summer doing one at Lake Patten. And right in the lake, the theater was in the middle of the lake. And if the audience didn't like you, they'd throw you into the lake. I got so that I couldn't sing without water in my mouth.
Mr. Burns, we have most of the musical numbers set for the review, but we are short on comedy.
Well, comedy is a cinch. Now, who's your top banana?
That's just it. We don't have one.
You can't do a review without a funny man. Need somebody that can deliver jokes, somebody who can take pie in the face, somebody who can do funny falls.
I'm sorry, Arnold. I didn't see anybody was standing there.
I thought you said you didn't have a top banana.
That's not a top banana, Mr. Burns. That's Jerome.
I'm sorry I'm late.
With a nose like that, he's got to be a top banana.
I beg your pardon. My name is Jerome I. Taperman.
Good. With a long nose and a long name, you can't miss.
You don't understand.
And a funny voice. Kid, you got everything.
I beg your pardon because, I'm the plot man here.
Well, I think you're a funny fella. And I think you're the makings of a top banana.
Well, it's very sweet and very nice of you, but
No, you don't think so.
I'm the prop man here. And what I was doing, unfortunately, I slipped on a piece of prune Danish.
Oh.
But, I was supposed to come in here because we're having a very big celebrity come. And I got this for the coffee clutch, because after, we have our little rehearsal and everything, George Burns is coming here. And I just did a dumb thing, I think.
I'm George Burns.
How do you do, Mr. Burns?
Mr. Burns, with all due respect, he's not one of our performers. He's just Jerome. He's just a prop man.
Nevertheless, that fall he took is as good a comedy fall as I've ever seen.
Yeah, but Mr. Burns, I hasten to implore you that was a very big accident.
Accident or not, it was a funny fall. And I'm going to prove to these people that anybody can be a top banana if you've got the right teacher.
Yeah, but Arnold, excuse me, Arnold. What? I don't know how to do anything stage-wise.
Listen, if Mr. Burns says he can help you, let him help you.
I know, but why are you so hostile, Arnold?
For heaven's sakes.
Don't push me, Arnold.
You get out there, I'll smash you with the prune dish.
Arnold? You get out there. Arnold? Once and for all, Arnold, I don't want you to behave like this in front of the rest of the players. You understand what I mean, Arnold? Mr. Burns, I'm willing to try, even if I can't tell a joke.
Jerome, if you know how, it's the easiest thing in the world. I know how, and in a few minutes, you'll know how. And we'll take the simplest joke form in the world. I'm going to teach Jerome how to do a knock-knock joke. Knock-knock joke. Ready, Jerome?
Ready.
Knock-knock.
Come in.
No.
You don't want to come in? Why?
Later I'll come in.
Oh.
First, we got to get a laugh. Then I'll come in.
I say what you mean.
Yes, let's try it again. And you don't say come in.
I don't say that.
You say who's there. Now, got it?
Right. Who's there?
I didn't say knock knock.
Come in.
Supposing we try another form.
And
The one-line joke. Now, here's a very, very easy joke, Jerome. How do you stop an elephant from charging?
I didn't know.
You take away his credit card.
That's very funny, Mr. Burns.
Thank you.
I mean, it's funny because an elephant doesn't even carry a wallet. I mean, where would an elephant keep a credit card? You know what I mean? He doesn't even wear pants, an elephant, you know?
He can always keep it in his trunk.
Yeah, that's that's funny, like a valise, you
I
mean.
made up another
yeah.
joke.
That's 2 jokes about an elephant.
Well, there was
one,
a sale
one about
today,
the charging. One about the charging, and the other the credit card wouldn't stop a real elephant anyway, because he doesn't even know what a credit card is. I don't think. Because, I mean, if an elephant doesn't have a credit card, you know, who can he have to vouch?
Try it, you'll feel better. Did you ever do any dancing, Jerome?
Oh, no. I'm not doing dancing. What about the jokes you were supposed to
I'll do the jokes.
Mr. Ben, you just said only a few minutes ago I was a regular top banana.
I know, but I picked the wrong bunch.
That's another one. I get it like bunch of bananas. Oh, you're making me laugh.
Shut up, Jerome.
I can't dance, Mr. Burns. I told you. I have been blessed with 2 left feet.
If you don't dance, how will these kids learn? And besides, it's easy. You don't really have to be a good dancer. It's mostly faking.
Yeah?
Watch me. Way down upon the dee-dee-dee-dum, dee-dee-dee-da, do-dee-da, da-da doodle-dee-diddle-dee-ba, dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-da, dee-da-dee-dum, bum, ba-dee-doodle-dee-doodle-dee-diddle-dee-dum, bum, bum.
Hey, kid.
Now try it.
Oh, Mr. Burns, I really can't dance. I would be embarrassed. Can you hollering at me, Arnold?
Right here.
Arnold?
A gentleman, a big star like Mr.
Arnold,
Burns
I
says
told
he
you
can help you.
15 times, I don't know how to
If he
dance.
says he can
Arnold,
help you.
I told you 15 times I don't know how to dance. If I don't know how to dance, I'm going to dance!
Not with me alone.
Oh. You see, he didn't know it was those face, so he gave me a regular push and everything. Besides, Arnold, I can't dance if I don't have any music, Arnold, because if you...
Music.
That's good. Dee-dee-doodle-dee-da.
Because you get a regular feeling of self-expression.
Well,
you know?
look, now that you got a meeting out of your hands, why don't you tell a joke?
Tell a joke while I'm dancing?
Why are you dancing?
I'm not that coordinated.
Well, let's try it.
All right.
Now tell a joke.
All right. Mr. Baines?
Yes?
Why does the chicken cross the road?
To get on the other side.
Oh, no.
No?
No, for foul purposes.
Chicken and fowl, that's good. That's good. Now you're getting it.
I got another one, too.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Why does the chicken go halfway across the road?
I don't know. Why does a chicken go halfway across the road?
To lay it on the line.
Funny. You're in show business.
I'm a top banana.
You're a top banana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our next guest is Maria Mathieu, and she's from Paris. And although she's only 18 years old, she's already been acclaimed as the most popular singer in all of France. Now, the songs she sings are in French, but the emotion is universal. Let's listen, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Mathieu.
Viens dans ma rue, y a du ciel bleu qui t'attend. le soleil par le suet, ça donne un air de fête. Tous les jours à ma rue, quand ça va mal, quand ton cœur fait naufrage, viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Qui sait, peut-être un jour tu trouveras dans ma rue un amour fait pour toi. Il y a des chansons et du linge aux fenêtres. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Ça claque au vent comme pour un jour de fête. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Il y a des enfants qui attrapent dans ma rue le soleil pour t'en mettre plein la vue. Font des sons et lumières, mais ils vont les pieds nus. Ils seront fiers de te faire un cortège. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Peut-être un jour avec eux tu verras dans ma rue celle qui t'attend déjà. Ça fait longtemps qu'elle attend que tu viennes. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Ça fait des jours longs comme des semaines. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Et cette fille, comme une enfant perdue, elle t'aime chaque jour un peu plus, mais elle pleure à sa fenêtre quand on danse dans la rue. Danse avec elle comme tous les gens qui s'aiment. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Alors peut-être en dansant tu verras que cette fille qui t'aimait c'était moi. Danse avec moi puisque c'est toi que j'aime. Viens dans ma ville, viens dans ma rue. Et je suis sûre qu'en dansant tu verras que cette fille qui t'aime c'est bien moi. C'est bien moi, c'est bien moi. Oui, je crois qu'une vie, ça commence avec un mot d'amour. Oui, je crois que la mienne commence à partir de ce jour. Oui, je crois à tous les mots d'amour que tu inventes pour moi. Oui, je crois tout ce que tu me dis parce que je crois en toi. Oh, si vrai qu'avec un peu d'amour on fait tourner la terre. Aussi vrai que tes yeux sont ma seule lumière. Aussi vrai que ma vie tient au fil de nos jours. Oui, je crois que mes jours n'attendaient que mot d'amour de toi. Je crois que tout l'amour du monde est là quand tu es près de moi. Et j'y crois chaque fois que tu m'ouvres tes bras. Oui, je crois qu'on peut bâtir un monde avec des mots d'amour. Oui, je crois que nous ferons ce monde à nous deux chaque jour. Oui, je crois qu'il nous faudra mêler nos larmes et nos joies. Mais je crois que j'aimerais la vie si je vis avec toi. Oh,
fantastic. Isn't she really marvelous? She got such a marvelous quality. Luckily for me, she doesn't understand. But she really is. She's absolutely, they say, ravissant in French. She's really just beautiful. She has such a... Oh, okay?
Okay.
Okay, yes. Mireille is from Avignon, and she's the oldest of a family of 13. And there's going to be 14 soon. I think her mother's going to have another baby, huh?
Okay.
Okay. Now, you know the incredible thing, she is an absolute sensation in Paris, in France, all of France, and she's only been singing professionally for 8 months. And she doesn't speak a word of English. The one word she does say, she says extremely well. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Now, she's going to sing a beautiful French lump song. Lum song. A lum song she's going to sing. That's a Run Run Shaw song. See? And after she sings it, I will then translate it for you. Tu prête?
Okay.
Paul, je le parle. Non, 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 non. Je le baron sauteur sur les fermentures, de toi la scène impère. Et Mireille, je le baron sauteur sur les toits, on pose sur les interrompus. Très bien. Très bien? Oh, tu parles très bon. Okay.
En écoutant mon cœur chanter, je vous retrouve à mes côtés, me serrant très fort pour danser, guettant la nuit pour m'embrasser, murmurant des folies tout bas, me forçant à rire aux éclats, ou me faisant fermer les yeux, avec un frisson merveilleux, me pressant doucement les doigts, comprenant mes secrets et moi, prenant l'air d'un enfant gâté, quand vous voulez tout emporter, et soudain les yeux éperdus, me rendant mon bonheur perdu, tout redevient réalité, en écoutant mon cœur chanter.
I will go. I'll be all right. Just a minute. Je m'excuse. You sing it now, and then I will translate. Tu comprends?
Mais oui. En écoutant mon cœur chanter.
Don't wear tin underwear in an electrical storm.
Je vous retrouve à mes côtés.
Make sure your dentist doesn't fill your throat.
Me serrant très fort pour danser.
Broken promises do not feed the Admiral's pussycat.
Quittant la nuit pour m'embrasser.
If it weren't for Ohio and Illinois, Indiana would cave in.
Murmurant des folies tout bas.
Where do I go to get my ears pierced?
Me forçant à rire aux éclats.
Always dry your feet before kicking a harp.
Ou me faisant fermer les yeux.
Early to bed and early to rise, and you miss everything.
Avec un frisson merveilleux.
Never let a zebra into a prison dance.
Quand je suis loin de vous, soudain je pense à vous et le bonheur m'envahit d'un seul coup.
soggy pretzels at a hippopotamus, unless, of course, it's his birthday and he's tap dancing on a rubber horse.
Quand vous voulez tout emporter.
Pasadena 58, Paris 12. I don't know what that means either.
Et soudain les yeux éperdus.
And so Mickey Rooney rode into the sunset on a police dog. This song is not in French, it's in Italian. Remembering all these little things.
All of a sudden, my eyes see.
Several weeks ago, our choreographer, Tony Charmely, created a stunning dance to the music of the lovely French folk song, Frère Jacques. And it was so well received that we've decided to do something we've never really done before. We're going to repeat the number. And here, once again, are the Tony Charmely dances and Frère Jacques. Ladies and gentlemen, this week has been, without a doubt, one of the most enjoyable weeks we've had ever since the show started. And there's a very good reason for that. The reason being that we have my very, very good friend George Burns with us. And you will find out, no matter what George is talking about, he's fun to listen to. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Burns.
Too hard. I want to rest.
You do?
Thank you, Danny. I'd like to start off by talking about your nose. You still think I'm fun to listen to?
You know, this is crazy because we could have gotten Soupy Sales and we decided to pick him.
Well, I'll go get him. Good night, everybody.
No. Come back here and sit down, George. You're not getting off that easy.
Don't worry, I'd never get off that way. If I had to make an exit, it would be a big one.
Really?
Yeah.
You got a big finish?
Oh, yeah, I do splits. I kick the back of my head.
He scared me for
I do a little paper tearing.
Yeah?
I got all kinds of finishes. Now, I haven't got a finish. Comedians haven't got finishes.
Yeah. You know, there's a whole different era, George. I don't know whether we'll ever see it again. I don't know, but I wasn't in show business at the golden era. George was there because I think that was one of the most exciting era of show business in our lifetime, certainly. No, it's true. And the stories that George tells about those days, you know, he didn't precede me by much, I must say, but that was a different era. I got in on the tail end of vaudeville, and I remember we did an act once, George, and I was using a thick German accent. You know, I was saying, "Oh, das haben Sie aber gehüben, das Gröbe, die Hülsen. You get out from here, or I will knock you the stairs down." In the middle of the act, the manager came by, he called me off, and I couldn't understand it because I was getting very big laughs, and, you know, I thought we were a very big hit. And the manager came over to me and said, "Listen, you little Schweinhund, you. No actor is going to make trouble and make jokes from the way I speak. You are canceled from here out." That was the end of my whole career.
I played the Dewey Theater.
Yeah.
That was on 14th Street. And I did an act, Brown and Williams, singers, dancers, and roller skaters. And my name was Brown.
Wait a minute. I must explain something. George must have done 140 acts, and he had 140 different names.
My name was Sammy Davis once. Look, I was Jewish before he was too. Well, anyway, Brown and Williams. We played the Dewey Theater on 14th Street.
Yeah.
And in those days, they used to book 8 acts. And if they didn't like you after not they didn't like you, they used to close 4 acts after the matinee.
Yeah.
So you do your act, and you'd stand downstairs outside of your dressing room, the manager would pass, he'd say, "You're closed, you're closed, you're closed, you're closed." And he passed us, he didn't close us. He closed some acrobats standing next to us. Mm-hmm. And this acrobat picked this little manager up by the seat of his pants. He says, "Who's closed?" Pointed to me, he says, "You." Another time I did an act called Dunlap and Rosita.
What was your name then?
Dunlap. And she was...
Why weren't you Rosita?
I tried. I tried everything. And anyway, it was Dunlap. And Rosita was a very beautiful girl.
Yeah.
But she was beautiful, but she had bow legs.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah, they were bad. She always looked like somebody stole a cello. And the girls in those days wore short skirts, but Rosita was very self-conscious about her legs, so she wore a long dress right down to the ground. And we're playing at the Merkel Theater in Brooklyn, and she's on the stage dancing in this long dress, and I'm out there and looked at the audience, and the audience looked so confused. They knew that she was doing something under that dress, but they didn't know what. Anyway, that's not why we were closed. I bought a piece of scenery, a drop, that I hung up. And in those days, if you carried a piece of scenery, you got $25 a week more. I never saw the scenery. And our opening number was, "At the Devil's Ball, in the Devil's Hall." Anyway, Rosita and I on the stage were singing, "At the Devil's Ball, in the Devil's Hall." They turned out the lights. The guy sold me the interior of a church. We're in a church singing "At the Devil's Ball, in the Devil's Hall." Now, wait a minute, I'm not through. No. 4 months later, I came back to the same theater.
Yeah.
And I did a single. My name was Joey Sachs.
Now, let me ask you something. Now, where did you happen to get the name Joey Sachs?
No, I don't know. I ran out of names. That picture. Let me tell you something. Else. My name was once Willie Delight. There was a Willie Delight.
Willie
And
Delight?
he had cards printed. He had 1,000 cards. And he stayed in show business a very short time, and he had about 900 cards left over. And he sold them to me, so I was willing to lie to him. Didn't make any difference. Well, anyway, I came back to the Myrtle Theater. And my name was Joey Sax. And I'm rehearsing the music in the morning. And my opening song was, if you'll notice on the program where you mentions all the acts, you take a look at number 2, you see the name of Sax. It doesn't say company or anything like that. It simply says assisted by his little derby hat. Ooh, there is a little mystery what this little hat can do. It has a bit of history that I will tell to you. It doesn't sing or doesn't dance or anything like that. It simply says assisted by his little derby hat. Ooh, and the manager came down the aisle. He said, hey, Sax, are you Dunlap of Brazita and Dunlap that did at the Devil's Ball? And I says yes, and he canceled me again before I even opened. Not only canceled me, but tore up my music and put his foot through my little derby hat.
Oh. Now, all these stories are true.
That's right.
Well, most of them are
Basically true.
No, now let me tell this now.
Okay. Can I fix my sock, too?
Yes.
Because you're a star. I wouldn't do it, can you?
Well, I was always told to appear very neat in public, you see, so that then everybody will know that you're well-trained, nice
My
boy.
skin is in shape. Go ahead. Phyllis Diller sends her best.
George Burns tells stories, and all of them have a basis in truth. But a lot of them don't have any finishes. So there's where he makes up the finish, and he confesses. When George begins to tell you the end of a story very confidentially, I know he's making up a lie. See? And one day, he and Jack Benny, I must tell you about Jack Benny and George Burns. They've been friends for what now, 35 years?
42 years.
42 years.
That's a lie.
Jack Benny has to sit in a room, and George Burns says, Jay, he says, I'm going to do a funny bit. And before he does anything, Jack falls on the floor. I have never seen anybody absolutely reduced to such hysteria as when George, and he doesn't tell him jokes. It isn't the fact that he tells him a joke. It's some silly thing he does that nobody else laughs at. Jack Benny gets hysterical.
I was sitting in a restaurant one day, and he's laughing. I'm sitting there eating. He's laughing. So I go over to him. I said, what are you laughing at? I'm not doing anything funny. He says, yeah. He says, but you're doing it on purpose.
I played golf with Jack one day, and we got through playing golf, and we came in and we sat down. He said, what do you want to drink? And I said, I'll have a pineapple soda. And Jack started to pound the table and got hysterical. I said, well, what are you laughing at, Jack? He said, I thought you were going to say it in an accent. You know, he really predetermines things in his head, and, you know, whether you say anything funny or not, that's what he decided is going to be.
You know, you reminded me of something. He doesn't laugh at jokes, but Kirk Douglas told me a very funny joke at a party one night. It was real funny. So I went over, I told it to Jack. I said, Jack, this is a joke, and I know you don't laugh at jokes, but this is a funny joke. And I told it to him, and he laughed. He thought it was very funny. So I called over to Kirk Douglas. I says, Kirk, come here. Tell Jack the joke you just told me. So Kirk is now telling Jack the same joke I just told him. And Jack doesn't know what to do. He's looking at me like I got two heads. And to be polite, he's smiling, and finally at the finish, he laughs. I said, what are you laughing at? I just told you that joke.
Jack always gets himself involved, though, doesn't he? He always puts himself in the spot where George can do this.
Jack starts everything himself. You see, all big things have happened to Jack, so they get to be unimportant. So the little things get to be important. Yeah. Like Jack will say to you, I just had the world's greatest glass of water. It's a glass of water.
And whatever he's had to last.
Yeah, it's the greatest. Like he came out at Hillcrest Country Club. He says, did you take a shower today? I says, no. He says, take one. He says, the towels are great. So I went in, I used 3 towels and never danced with a girl again. When I first met Jack, and Jack was a single getting about $300 a week, and he had the same timing that he's got now. You know, with the wrists and looking at the audience would tell a joke and look out there for 2 days. So I said, I think I'll do that. So I'm booked into the Jefferson Theater. I go out, I tell a joke, and I look at the audience, but the trouble was the audience looked back at me longer than I looked at them. There's no finish. Oh, yes, there is. The manager came back, closed me, and kept the audience.
See, now, for Andy Williams, you'd have a big musical finish, wouldn't
That's
you?
right, that's
All
right.
Now, you got a finish?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, let me see. If it's good enough for Andy Williams, good enough for me.
All right.
Can I borrow your chorus?
George, I really don't like to bring this up in front of the audience, but if you remember, we had a little stipulation in the contract that if you sang on the show, you'd get $2,500 less.
Can I borrow your chorus?
Come on out, kids.
Come on, kids. Well, I get it. I'm a sand dancer. Now, this is important to me. These are some of the songs I've made famous.
George, can I sing with you?
I work alone.
Well, can I sing in the chorus?
Do I get back the $2,500?
You got it. You're in the chorus.
All right. Paul, a nice big introduction to Red Rose Rag. Down in the garden where the red rose grows, oh my, I want to go. Pluck me like a flower, cuddle me an hour. Love me, let me learn that red rose rag. Red leaves are falling in that rosy romance. Bees hum, come, now's your chance. Don't go hunting possum, mingle with the blossoms in the flowery, flowery dance. Oh, that's all. That's plenty. I don't want anybody to steal these numbers. Now, festival. There's going to be a festival this evening, a gathering of happy people there. There'll be noted individuals of prominent distinctiveness to permeate the social atmosphere. Everyone who's anyone will be there to honor my lovely fiancée. There'll be grand ovation, special ostentation when the preacher gives the lovely bride away. Oh, 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 my, that's all. That's. Society. This was arranged for me by John Philip Sousa's father. Hey there, honey. We haven't got much money. Our cupboard is almost bare. Our clothes are old and funny. Say, nah, honey, we don't need any money. Tonight we haven't got a care. You and I, that's all, that's all, that's all. Wait. Now the war song.
We rehearsed all that.
Staccato. Say. That's all.
Oh, what?
My key.
What? Mark 1?
Mark one.
Mark 1.
Okay, Mark 1. Mark 1.
No. Here.
Oh, we all go down here?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Mark
We're
1
going to
was...
get closer to the audience so
If
they
I
can
was in
stare
vaudeville, I'd
longer
use that
than-
as a name.
Yeah, and if
Mark
we're a little
1.
bit longer... and if we're a little bit shorter, I say Judy.
Right. All right. What is it? Ain't misbehaving all by myself, ain't misbehaving, I'm happy on the shelf. No to talk to, save my love for you. Saving my love for you. Pretty. I know for certain you're the one I love. I'm through with flirting, baby, it's you that I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for you. Saving all my love for you. Jackie Horner in the corner, don't go nowhere, and I don't care. Don't care. Nice. Don't care. Don't care. All your kisses. Don't care. Don't care. All your kisses are worth waiting for, baby. Don't care. All your kisses are worth waiting for, baby.
Boom, I don't stay out late and I don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, saving all my love for food.
doodle dutty pa 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 boo. Moon da doodle dutty pa 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 boo. Moon daddly doodly daddly doodly pa 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 pa. Don't care, that's all. That's all. Dee 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 doo.
I want to tell you that anytime you get a group of professionals, that's like a votre plaisir, who sit around and talk about show business stories like George does, really, that whole era gives me such a sense of nostalgia because we're never going to see it again. The electronic medium and the movies and all. I remember when vaudeville used to be the only basic kind of entertainment that you could go to. And you used to see acts, and they'd go all around the country. And it became standard performers. And George used to do 130 acts, just like he talked about. Just incredible. And before we came out to do the show, we were sitting in my dressing room. He must have done 30 songs. 30 just sitting around. Because he was always crazy about words. They always liked to kind of put them together. And at a party, George Burns is the most entertaining man in the whole world. I have never been to a party in all the years that I've lived out in California that George Burns came to that the party wasn't a success. It's happened every single time. You remember the night at my house when I came back from Vietnam? He was absolutely fabulous. And George was, he always used to teach me the old songs that he knew, and I got to be really crazy about them, and he did one. He taught me a song. I'll bet you that some of you may know the chorus, but I'll bet almost anything that none of you remember the verse. And this is a song that George taught me, all right? My kid brother was a lazy kid. One day's work is all the work that he did. He wrote a song, going strong. A hoppin' yon, 'cause it is going strong. Georgie Gordon and the other gang. Listen to the song that he sang. They said, cannot miss, it's bound to be a hit. How can it miss? How can it miss? When the chorus goes like this. Oh, Lily, Lily of the Valley. Lily, won't you be my pally? You're the sweetest little flower of the lot. Oh, be my lily, I said, be my lily, and I'll be your forgiveness. You're the sweetest little flower of the lot. Oh, be my lily, I said, be my lily, won't you be my lily? Come on, be my lily, and I'll be your forget-me-not. Yeah, I don't know what the weather has been like where you are during this past hour, but for us here, it's been a lovely night. The stars were shining, and I want to thank one of the great established stars in our business, Mr. George Burns, and a bright new star from France, Mireille Mathieu. And I also want to thank a few of the members of our own little Milky Way, Harvey, Korman, and Joyce Patten. Now, just before I leave, here's a news item that you may have missed. There's a professor called Charles McCann, and he's a scientist and a horse breeder. And in the role of the scientist, he successfully crossed a thoroughbred racehorse with a centipede. No, that's true, and it's been running very well. But last week it broke 33 of its legs, and they had to shoot a third of it. Good night.